BookTube, it's Janet and today I have got the Family of Books tag, and this tag was started by Acacia Eye. I actually saw this on Vanessa's channel, whose channel is called Chbosky. So the first question is, parent, a book that hugs you when you need it. And I'd have to say for this one it would definitely be Miss Pettigrew Lives for a Day by Winifred Watson. And this is a book I gobbled up in one sitting. The story takes place in 24 hours and Miss Pettigrew mistakenly arrives at an apartment looking at, she's been sent over by an agency to do work. And this is set in 1938 and it just says Miss Pettigrew is down on her luck, middle-aged governess sent by her employment agency to work for a nightclub singer rather than a household of unruly children. Over a 24-hour period, her life has changed forever, and it's absolutely charming. They have lots of adventures and it's just a tale of love and friendship and opportunity, and it is well worth a read. Question 2, again, a parent, a book that gave you morals and rules to live by. And I had to think quite long and hard about this one, but what I came up with was Arthur and George by Julian Barnes. And this is a novel, but it's based on the true story of Arthur Conan Doyle and an Indian immigrant to the UK called George Adelji. And George was a solicitor, but the village in which he lived, in fact his father was a reverend in the village, there's a series of crimes where horses become mutilated and George is arrested. And you just presume that it's him that's done it just because he's a bit of a loner. And it's a case that was taken up by Arthur Conan Doyle to prove the innocence of George, and it's a tale of prejudice and morality and standing up for what is right, and it's just a fantastic read, and so I really enjoyed that one. Next we've got A Young Sibling, a book that's so cute it's annoying, and I have to go with the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society. This is set in the Second World War on the island of Guernsey, and it's an epistolary novel where letters are sent to and from the inhabitants of the island and sort of in the defiance of the Germans, and the characters are just so lovely, you just want to squeeze them, and it's just an absolute delightful read. Number 4 is An Older Sibling, the book that nothing else lives up to, and I've just got to say it's just Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Say no more, it's amazing. 5, A Grandparent, the old favourite with wisdom and a certain smell. And this I went right back to a book that I read as a child, and this is Snowed Up by Rosalie K. Fry, and you can see it's yellowed and old, and this is an old Piccolo classic that I actually read as a child over and over and over again, and it's a story of some children in Wales who had been staying with their grandparents because their mum had had an operation, and they go back and a few things happen where they end up where they have to shelter in an old abandoned cottage, and it's a story of how they survive there and how they pull together as a team, and I just absolutely loved it, and it's a quick read, and I have read it again and again, and I've also read it as an adult as well, and I still loved it. It hadn't lost any of its magic. Number 6 is An Ant, the book you can read when you need to feel your emotions, and I chose Me Before You by Jojo Moyes for this one. It gets into your heart, and it's certainly, if you need to feel anything you can feel when you read this book. I was on a roller coaster of emotions when I read it. I don't want to give anything away, but it took me quite a while to recover, and there was quite a bit of weeping involved as well. Number 7, we are on to Uncle, and this is the book that makes you laugh. And I've got to go with Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding. It made me laugh out loud. Unfortunately, when I read it for the first time, I was sitting in public reading it at a conference, but I just couldn't help myself. So yeah, it absolutely cracked me up and I loved it. And finally, You as a Child, the book that changed your life forever. And I thought this was quite a hard question actually, but I've gone with Charlotte's Web by E.B. White because it's probably one of the first novels that I read all by myself and fell in love with and got so invested in the characters and absolutely loved the story, and so this probably is the book that changed my life forever because this is what got me on my way to falling in love with reading and books. So that's the Family of Books tag. I'm not sure if you've already done this. If you're watching it, feel free to go and do it. I'd love to hear what you have to say and your answers to the questions. I shall see you all soon. Keep reading. Bye!